So in our previous class, you were able to get a clear understanding of the types of motor insurance, where we talked about third-party only insurance. We also talked about third-party fire and theft, and finally covered comprehensive insurance. So with that being known, it's also a good chance now to understand the different types of vehicles involved while purchasing insurance. So there are three main also types of vehicles, or we can also add an extra one and say there are four. So instead of referring to vehicle insurance, good to note that it's commonly known as motor insurance. And the reason why this is so is that it also covers motorcycles and motor vehicles. So for motorcycles, you have two classes of motorcycles on Kenyan roads. So first is a private motorcycle. This motorcycle is mainly used for personal use or for company use, and not used for fare-paying passengers. And then we have the common motorcycles for PSV use. These are used for carrying passengers. Such that once you have these two types of motorcycles, the insurance cover is different. You can get the third party or the comprehensive for both of these, but for the PSV, you have to get an extra insurance. So this insurance covers your passenger in the event of an accident and your passenger is injured. You have a legal liability as the rider or as the motorcycle owner to compensate your passenger. So for this, you have to purchase something referred to as the passenger legal liability. So you don't pay for this separately. It's included within the pricing for your PSV, or commonly referred to as the border motorcycle. So now once you're done with the motorcycles, now let's go into the vehicles. So for vehicles, now here we have three. You have either your vehicle is a private vehicle. So for a private vehicle, these are vehicles used for personal use or for domestic use. This vehicle can also be used within your business, but it's mainly a small vehicle used for your own use. And these are the most common types of vehicles within the Kenyan market. They're the saloon cars, the station wagons, double cabin pickups. It's good to note that these are commonly referred to as the private. And even the certificate color is different. It's also good to note, even for the motorcycle, the certificate color is different. And once I say the certificate, this is the sticker which is displayed on the windscreen of the vehicle at all times to confirm to the authorities and the general public that this particular motor vehicle or motorcycle is insured. So for the private motorcycle, the certificate is quite color pink. The PSV is brownish. For the private, this is a green certificate. It looks color green. And the reason also for this is to differentiate them from a distance, to be able to identify if this vehicle is a private, commercial, or a PSV. So for the private certificate, it's green, displayed on the windscreen. And this is only used on vehicles used for for private use. Then you have a commercial. So for the commercial, this is an insurance purchased for a vehicle used for business or commercial use. So it's good for you to be able to note that for your vehicle to be a commercial vehicle, mainly within the Kenyan market, annually you have to take it for vehicle inspection. So the inspection is done by the National Transport and Safety Authority, referred to as NTSA. You have to book this inspection annually and ensure your vehicle is checked to ensure it's roadworthy at all times. And if it's a large vehicle, you also need to have a certified speed governor. So some of the common vehicles within the Kenyan market which get commercial vehicle insurance include pickups, trucks, trailers, and other large commercial vehicles. And also in some instances, you can find small vehicles such as the commonly referred to as the Probox and the Succeed, which are mainly used to ferry goods. They have to purchase the commercial vehicle insurance. So for commercial certificates, these are blue in color. And within the commercial vehicle insurance, it's also good for you to know that there are two main differentiating factors. And they also, in some instances, affect the pricing of your insurance. So the first differentiation is referred to as own goods, commercial vehicles. So for own goods, these are vehicles used to ferry your own personal goods. They can be goods used within your business or goods being sold to other clients. And then we have general cartage. So for general cartage, this is a vehicle which carries your own goods and also carries goods belonging to other people on a transport basis. So you're being paid for transport to move someone's goods from a particular place to a particular place. So an important thing to note within this differentiation is that it does not insure the goods which you're carrying, this in the event of general cartage, but it assumes that your risk is quite higher than the person just ferrying their own goods. So you'll end up paying, in most insurance companies, a higher amount for the general cartage than for the own goods. But it's also important for you to disclose this factor while purchasing insurance. So some people are tempted to lie or rather withhold the information that the vehicle is being used for general cartage and say it's own goods. And in the event that you have a claim, yet in the proposal, you say that your insurance is for own goods and it incurred a loss while ferrying someone's goods, that claim might be rejected. And then another thing for us to be able to understand is that for the commercial vehicles, there's also additional differentiation. Let's say your vehicle is being used to transport flammable goods. So you might find in some scenarios you'll be charged more, irrespective of whether it's third party or comprehensive. Then finally, in the vehicle types of insurance, we have PSV. So for PSV, there are different types of PSVs also. You have the vehicles using the mobile apps as the taxis, the taxi hailing apps. So in most cases, these vehicles are given preferential treatment within the PSV type of insurance. So these vehicles pay slightly lower than the normal taxi. But one thing to note, for all PSVs, you have to purchase the passenger legal liability to ensure against the losses caused to your passengers. Then once we've discussed about the taxi hailing apps, there's the ordinary taxi, which you can order without using the apps. They're charged slightly different, but the certificates look almost identical. Then we have the matatus, which their pricing is also different. Since they carry more passengers and do more frequent trips, you'll find that in most scenarios for the matatus, you have to pay for the third party separately. And for you to get the comprehensive, you also have to purchase it separately and mix the two for you to have a complete package. And we'll be able to learn more about this in the course, or rather later on within the course. So in this class, we've been able to look at the different types of vehicles. So we've looked at motorcycles, and here we've identified the two main types, private or PSV, commercial. And it's also good to note the tuk-tuks might also be involved within such a category, but this is only sold by specified insurance companies, because not all insurance companies accept this. Then we've been able to talk about private vehicle insurance, which are vehicles used for personal use. Then we've also looked at commercial vehicles, vehicles used for business, and the two main differentiating factors, either own goods or general cartage. And finally, we've looked at PSV, where we've been able to learn about the taxi hailing apps, taxis. We've been able to look at the individual taxis which don't use the taxi hailing apps. And we've also been able to look at the matatus. And something we might have forgotten there is that Also, vehicles used for car hire are also considered as PSV, and for this, they are referred to as self-drive taxis. With that being said, we are good now to proceed to the next class.